Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
What's going on YouTube? Biggie546. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you're new. Like the video if you like the video. And I won't tell if you click that bell. Let's go ahead and get into this. All right, so I have two big points, and I guess I'll go into a little bit of the smaller stuff. First, Jabrill Peppers, torn ACL. We thought it was just an ankle. That stinks. His ACL is torn. He's going to be done for the season. He was a guy that we traded for in that Odell Beckham trade. We got Jabrill back. We ended up drafting Dexter Lawrence and O'Shane Ximines. Obviously, O'Shane Ximines has been a disappointment. Dex has been pretty good, but his position of value is kind of questionable. But he has been playing well lately, so I'll let that one slide. And then, of course, Jabrill Peppers. And he started off sort of slow as just an okay player in 2000 and I guess 18, 19, whenever we first traded for him. He was an okay guy. He was an okay safety. And as he started to grow, right when he got under Patrick Graham pretty much, he took that next step. He took that next step to what I believe last year was a Pro Bowl caliber year. I wouldn't say all pro, but definitely a Pro Bowl caliber year from him. A lot of going forward, a lot of blitzing, a lot of hitting, a lot of that pretty much weak side linebacker. Jabrill Peppers was all over the place last year, and we saw him start to be used the same way this past game. This past game, we sent him on some blitzes. He got a sack, and I think he may have torn his ACL when that running back chop blocked him. That might have been when it happened because I saw him limping a little bit after that. Didn't think too much of it, but on that punt return, caught the punt, got hit, and he never came back into the game. So it stinks that a player like that in his contract year. Of course, I wanted to, in an ideal world, I wanted him to come back, but I thought he probably would end up going to another team. But for this to happen to him in a contract year, that's going to affect the amount of money he gets. That's going to affect if he gets a one-year prover deal somewhere. He may come back to the Giants on a one-year deal, especially if Joe Judge is still here, because Joe Judge made it very clear that he wants him back in the locker room next year if he can make it happen. But yeah, it's just unfortunate. It's definitely unfortunate. And Jabrill Peppers definitely, I respect what he did here. He wasn't, it's not like we won any playoff games or Super Bowls with him, but he was a guy who brought it at 100% every single play. On the plays where I question effort, I've never questioned Jabrill Peppers' effort since he's been a Giant. The dude's from New Jersey. Probably his dream to play for the Giants. So maybe they can work out some kind of deal. I doubt anything he gets will be multi-year. Coming off of an ACL, you really hate to see it. But he's going to be done for the season. And then when you look at this Odell trade, really looks like nobody won. It really looks like nobody won it because, again, it really looks like we're coming out of this with pretty much a defensive tackle that's dominant against the run and that at times can push the pocket in the pass game. Not really worth what you would think of as the 17th pick in the draft. It feels like we both lost his trade because when you look at the Browns, Odell is not playing that well for them. Baker can't get him the ball. Case Keenum couldn't get him the ball. He's dropping a lot of crucial third, fourth down conversions. It's a mess. It's a mess for him in Cleveland, and it's just a lose-lose situation for all involved. I always try to package in that Olivier Vernon and Kevin Zeitler trade. I feel like we won that trade once you include them, and it was with the same team, so I kind of considered that being all part of the same move. And if it was, I believe we won that trade because even the couple of years Kevin Zeitler got us was really good years. He was a really good offensive lineman for us. Even still, we cut him, we moved on, and pretty much all we have left from that exchange is just a defensive tackle. And this isn't to demean Dex of how good of a player he is, but he's not Aaron Donald. He's not a premium, player that you say you need to build your roster around. He's not, and that means pass rushers, corners, left tackles, right tackles. He's not that pivotal player that really, really, really changes the game. And there's only really one or two in the entire league at defensive tackle, and Dex just isn't that type of player. So that's no shame on him, but it just sucks to think that that's what we got out of that Odell trade. Now that Jabrill Peppers is probably not going to be coming back in a contract year. The other player in a contract year, Evan Engram, he wasn't in practice. He wasn't in practice today. By the way, Sterling Shepard, Kenny Golladay, and Kadarius Toney were all in practice today. Saquon Barkley, I think, was in practice too. I might have that wrong. There might have been one person that wasn't out of that group, but I'm pretty sure all of them were in practice today. They were pretty much just doing stretches and warm-ups and stuff, but it's a good sign to see that they were in practice today with the rest of the team. When you look at the fact that everybody has missed time. It seems like everybody's missed time. We got to get some continuity. We got to get some of these good players back so we can try to put together some sort of consistency with the offense. Jason Garrett, I think, is a much better play caller this year than he was last year. When you start to get these players back, you can make a move like getting rid of Evan Engram, which takes me back to that. He wasn't seen in practice today. A report did come out later saying that Evan Engram was on the sideline or was, on the side, wherever, the sideline or side, wherever it was, wasn't with the rest of the players. He was with the trainer. So that could mean a bunch of things. That could mean it was just a maintenance day and they said, listen, we might be moving you soon, so let's take it easy. We don't want you to get hurt. That could mean that. Could mean that, he's staying with the team. He's getting ready for this Monday and he's just getting some work on the side with the trainer. So it's impossible to determine what any of this means, but I have seen a ton of rumors that teams are inquiring about Evan Engram, teams are trying to trade for him, and the Giants are taking calls. I don't know what we would get for him. I'm thinking it would be a 4th or 5th round pick. I would take whatever. I mean, and this is no hate on Evan Engram. I'm not a Giants fan that hates him. I just think he just does not fit here. First of all, we refuse to use him to the benefit of what he is. We don't put him on crossers. We don't put him on drag routes. We don't put him on seam routes. We put him on 5-yard routes, 6-yard outs. We put him on very short, generic tight end routes, and that's not what he is. He's not a dominant tight end at the point of attack blocking. So I'm excited for both parties because I don't think he fits this offense. He has ball security issues with fumbling and catching the ball, and you cannot have a liability for ball security at a tight end position that is supposed to be really a security blanket. So Evan Engram has been struggling in that department, and I think just a new place, just a new setting is going to give him a ton of confidence. Look at John Ross. I don't think he's dropped a single pass since he's been here as far as in an actual, game. For the Bengals, he was dropping pass after pass. He was doing a ton of things that he had no business doing. So hopefully Evan Engram can be traded somewhere. We can get some capital for him. We're building a ton of draft capital. If we can get that 4th round pick for him, we would have 2 3s. We would have 2 4s to go along with the 2 1s and then the 1 2. So if we can get that 4 for him, definitely. If we can get a 5th, whatever. Just move the guy. He's not going to be coming back next year. It doesn't make sense to hold on to the guy we don't use him. We don't use him to the extent of what he can be used for. So there's no point in just keeping him on the team for no reason. So I believe that there's a good chance that he can get traded. There's a good chance that he could end up being on another team pretty soon. And I wish him the best. A ton of Giants fans don't like the guy personally. I've already kind of stated my piece. He's a good dude. He's a hard worker. He's not someone that just mails it in, and that's the reason that he plays bad at times. He just hasn't had the best luck since he's been here. So wherever he goes, if he goes somewhere, I wish him luck, and I hope that he can be used in a way that fits his play style because that's really what he needs. Other than that, I just hope we can get these guys back healthy. These other receivers. Dante Pettis is probably going to stay on the roster because CJ Board is on IR. He's done for the year as well. David Sills got cut. Then he got re-signed back to the practice squad. No surprise there. Got in the game last week and dropped the only pass that he caught, or dropped the only pass that he was thrown for a first down and pretty much killed that entire drive. So he's going to be back on the practice squad. If we can get these guys back healthy, that will be just with the doctor order. It'll be just with the doctor order going into a game against the Chiefs, where I think the Giants will need to be above. They're going to need to be above what they usually play like, especially on offense, if they want to have any shot at competing in this game. I'm not taking the Chiefs lightly. So pregame video coming tomorrow. I know I've been trying to get out pregame videos the past 3 weeks and I haven't been able to, but this time I'm going to make sure that I get out a pregame video. I got a whole extra day to do it. So yeah, pregame video coming out at least if not tomorrow, at least Friday, breaking down the Chiefs game. Do I think we have a shot? How I think we should attack them, and all of that. So you guys have a great rest of your night. It sucks that Jabrill Peppers is out for the season, and maybe the next time I make a video, Evan Engram will be on another team. If you made it this deep into the video, come on, just hit the subscribe button. I make Giants content primarily, draft content secondarily, and during the season I'm going to be doing a lot of reacting to pretty much most of the NFL games and everything NFL. So if you made it this deep, go ahead and join the D6 squad.